The everyday sports car. A car that can deliver bucket loads of fun while being practical and sensible. I've been wanting to drive a 911 for as long as I can remember, just to know what it feels like. To get that sensation that comes with those legendary 3 numbers. I've been wanting this opportunity for a long time, and thanks to my good friends at AutoLink Inspector Car Amalo, who are selling this vehicle by the way today, finally I get to pop my 911 cherry. I'm about to throw a lot of numbers at you, so just bear with me. This is the 991.1 911 Carrera 4S. So basically the .1 of the 911, 991.1, the .1, is the last generation of 911 that you can get the naturally aspirated engines in the lower Carrera models. From the 991.2, they were all turbocharged. So what you gain in power, you lose in sound in those cars, unfortunately. But I mean, you move with the times and you make a plan. So with the newer ones, if you want the NA engine, you pretty much have to go for the GT3, GT3 RS, and who knows, in time those might also not have the beautiful high revving NA engines that we all know and love. We'll have to see what happens in time. In the 991 generation of 911 like this, the 4-wheel drive versions like this, the Carrera 4S, are actually a little bit wider than the 2-wheel drive versions. Just an interesting fact for you. In a newer shape, the 992, they're all the same throughout the range. And the 4-wheel drive versions in the 991 also get the full red bar across the back. I think that looks very nice. Looks are subjective, of course, but I've always thought that the 991 version of the 911 is very, very good looking. I think they've done it perfectly. The lines are nice and neat and aggressive, but it doesn't look too much. It doesn't look supercar-esque. It looks just right in my opinion. I really like it personally. And the rear quad tailpipes, that hasn't hurt anyone. The interior is very practical and comfortable for a sports car too. Lots of space and storage areas, cup holders, and even a set of back seats. Well, at least they have something. Put a bucket of KFC there, I don't know what to tell you. The frunk is actually usable too. It's nice and deep. This genuinely is a car that you could very easily daily drive and you wouldn't feel like you're missing out on anything. Not to mention Porsche's superb build quality, and it's genuinely very comfortable. The seats are excellent and well bolstered, and the suspension is very forgiving too. In the Carrera 4S, you've got a 3.8 litre flat 6 engine. That engine is rear, obviously. It's a 911, it's got all the weight slung out at the back. So it makes 294 kilowatt, that's 395 brake horsepower, and the torque is 440 Newton meters. But that's the beauty of the 911s, especially the ones in the lower range of the model. The numbers don't sound groundbreaking, they don't sound that impressive, but they punch way above their weight class. Like this 4S, for example, does 0 to 100 in just over 4 seconds, and it can crack 300 k's an hour, and it's only got 440 Newton meters of torque. Granted, it weighs 1.5 tons, but that's the beauty of Porsche engineering. When people review 911s, pretty much all the reviews I watched, everyone says it feels like a 911. Now how does that help me, a person that has never driven a 911, to understand what that feels like? Oh, you should taste this chicken burger. It tastes like a chicken burger, but I have never eaten chicken in my entire life. It doesn't help. So I'm going to try my best to let you guys understand what a 911 feels like. It feels small, but not too small. It feels comfortable, but still gives you confidence and still sporty without crushing your spine. Unless you put it in Sport Plus, then it's a little bit harder. The steering on the 991 changed from the 997. It used to be hydraulically assisted, now it's electronically assisted. But I haven't driven the 997, so I wouldn't know. For where I'm sitting, it's just very good, sharp steering with a fantastic 7-speed PDK dual clutch gearbox. So It's the type of sports car that you can live with every day comfortably. It's spacious. It's got decent ground clearance. But more importantly, it's very fun. It's got the fun factor that lots of cars that try to do this don't always come out with the same result. It's difficult to get this combination of both in such a sublime way. And Porsche are fantastic at that. You want to take your kids somewhere, you can't do that unless they are that size. But you don't necessarily use this as your family car. It's a daily driver that you have practicality in as well. So I don't know if I'm doing a great job trying to explain to you what it feels like, because it is something that you've got to experience for yourself to understand what I mean. When you compare it to BMWs, Mercedes, it's a completely different kind of car. It really feels more race car. You can feel the DNA in it. Everyone says that the lower model Carreras are the sweet spots of the range because the amount of power they have is actually usable on the road. Then I get that. You can use it a lot of the time. You can wring the engine out and not, be scared shitless, to be honest. So that's a very enjoyable part about the lower model Carreras with more humane power. I don't know what else to say. I love the 911.